13 because the Indiana Fever passing out them L's, and they finna take them L's right on back to Phoenix. And I don't think they're going to beat them again. I think the Fever is going to beat them again. But with that being said, without further ado, let's head on over to the X. Let's check out the drama as it unfolded. Caitlin Clark, Maisha Hines-Allen got ejected from the game. Guys, it was a circus. Soon as you get on Twitter.
Was competing for a championship last year. This team beat Vegas by 30 points.
The Indiana Fever's home matchup against the Phoenix Mercury produced significant on-court tension, with multiple players ejected and several heated exchanges throughout the contest. Heading into the game, the Mercury sat near the bottom of the standings with a losing record, while questions remained about whether Indiana's offensive and defensive structure under Stephanie White had improved. Social media activity following the game showed widespread reaction to the chaos. Both Caitlin Clark and Marina Mabrey were ejected during the contest. Clips circulating online showed players visibly frustrated, including one Mercury player described as showing clear irritation on the court, alongside her partner, fellow player Alyssa Thomas.
Beat Vegas by 30 points in the home opener, and it's frustrating. It's been a frustrating night.
She was a person.
In late June.
Order them out.
Expected so much more of them.
Order them out.
Right? This team was competing for a championship last year.
She is salty. Look at the face. This is a face of someone who is very, very salty. This is a face of someone that is a loser and is a hater, bruh. I just have to say it. And her wife, I believe Alyssa Thomas is her wife.
A separate clip showed Memphis player Ja Morant reacting with amusement while watching the footage. One sequence involved Alyssa Thomas getting called for a foul during a physical exchange with another Fever player, after which Thomas walked away while words were exchanged between the two. Commentary online characterized this as Thomas being outmatched in a physical confrontation she had initiated. A separate incident occurred between Sophie Cunningham and Dewana Bonner, players with prior history as former teammates.
Wife, I believe Alyssa Thomas is her wife. Oh my goodness. Let's listen to the homeboy John Reuter.
It's hilarious.
Listen to John Reuter.
It's hilarious. This guy's trying not to laugh. He's trying
look at him. Look at him trying not to laugh at Sophie. Guys, now look at this. So this was my Hines-Allen getting ejected.
Called on Hines-Allen.
Look, so Alyssa Thomas.
Additionally, a physical exchange took place between Caitlin Clark and Bonner, resulting in a technical foul against Clark. Earlier in the game, Clark and Bonner had also traded three-point shots in a back-and-forth offensive exchange. During the more physical sequence, video showed Bonner appearing to push Clark, with Clark visibly reacting and pushing back, telling Bonner to back off. Officials assessed a technical foul on Clark for the altercation, which observers attributed to two competitors fighting for positioning getting overly physical.
As the hard foul is called on Hines-Allen.
Look, so Alyssa Thomas thought she was about that life. She thought she was about that life till she ran up against Shaq, the Terminator. Maisha Hines-Allen terminated her ass. Get over here, Scorpion. Fatality. Finish her.
Within that, with her and Thomas. And there you go. As the hard foul is called on Hines-Allen, Thomas walks away. Hines-Allen has words.
At halftime, Clark addressed reporters, acknowledging that the first quarter had been rough and emphasizing the need to space the floor, generate open looks, and attack downhill. She noted the team did a better job getting into the paint in the second quarter, which led to better shot quality and more trips to the free throw line. Asked what sparked her offensive output in the second quarter, she credited making a few early shots combined with defensive stops that opened up transition opportunities, something she said would need to continue in the second half. Clark closed out the first half with double-digit scoring, marking one of several consecutive games she has done so.
Hines-Allen, Thomas walks away. Hines-Allen has words. It's like you knew that was coming.
Look at her. Look salty. Fatality.
I might have seen this battle go a few.
We gonna get into the game in a minute. Look at Sophie. They tried to go down there and play bully ball. got their ass kicked. Oh,
now it's Cunningham and Bonner. And keep in mind, Cunningham and Bonner have history.
In the second half, Clark executed a fadeaway jumper out of the post that has reportedly become a refined part of her offensive arsenal in recent games, drawing attention for the spacing and footwork involved. Later, after Bonner hit a three-pointer and directed trash talk toward Clark, Clark responded by hitting a shot of her own and returning the gesture toward Bonner. The Fever ultimately won the contest 86-77. Phoenix had led by as much as 16 points at one stage, but Indiana rallied to take a lead as large as 21 points before closing out the win.
Now it's Cunningham and Bonner. And keep in mind, Cunningham and Bonner have history as teammates.
Oh, my God. Now, there was a play between DeWanna Bonner and Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark received a technical foul for this, but Caitlin Clark and DeWanna Bonner went blow from blow with threes early on in the game. Oh, my God, you guys. There was so much drama in this one. Look, watch this. So this is the play.
The Fever shot 42% from the field, but struggled from beyond the arc, finishing at 29% on three-point attempts. The game was marked by a high foul count, with 25 fouls called on Phoenix and 23 on Indiana, along with 4 technical fouls assessed against the Fever. Statistically, Clark led Indiana with 24 points in 29 minutes, shooting 8 of 17 from the field and 3 of 10 from 3, missing only 1 free throw. She finished with just 3 turnovers, continuing a recent trend of improved ball security, and posted a +13 rating.
This is the play.
And Bonner and
Look.
Clark continue. And players and officials now getting.
So, if you guys pay close attention here, DeWanna Bonner tried to do something to Caitlin. I think she tried to push her down. But as you guys can see here, this was Caitlin right here. So watch this. Look, Caitlin say, "What the hell? Get off me! Get your big ass off me! What you trying to do?"
Monique Billings recorded a double-double with 14 points and 10 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston had a quieter performance. Kelsey Mitchell scored 22 points, notable given she is the team's highest-paid player despite not leading the team in scoring. Conversation turns to the reaction following the team's last 2 performances.
What you trying to do? What you trying to do? Gonna roll you up like a pretzel, DeWanna Bonner. So that was the scene there, right? And this is
technical
what
because
happened
there's 2
after,
players
right?
just battling
So Caitlin,
release and jump around. would
Caitlin
also be
received
an
a technical
option,
foul.
Pulling the chair. But I understand the frustration in the technical because there's 2 players just battling for position.
look at this.
Release it
So Caitlin got a technical foul for this.
for position. Oh my.
As previously predicted, the squad's lack of size and coaching decisions would become a problem once facing tougher competition. Earlier wins over weaker opponents don't count for much, since those aren't the type of teams that determine championship contention. Another reported clash between head coach Stephanie White and star guard Caitlin Clark has surfaced. Some have interpreted the exchange as White accusing Clark of being selfish in her play.
Some people have deciphered that as Stephanie White actually told Caitlin Clark that she's selfish. No confirmation on that, but would it surprise anybody? Question mark? Wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. And we know Caitlin Clark went cold for a good long while. Of course, she was set for a good long while, too, while she was on a heater. Now, guys, I have told you that I had fans reach out to me last year when they were doing the...
There's no official confirmation of this, but few would find it surprising given the ongoing tension. It's also worth noting that Clark experienced a notable scoring slump for a stretch, though she was also benched for portions of that same period despite playing well beforehand. A pattern has been building over time. Fans reportedly began reaching out as far back as last season, frustrated over the handling of an ongoing injury situation involving Clark. Widely viewed by many as poorly managed and lacking transparency.
When they were doing the day-to-day injury fiasco, the sham, the mockery, the sham mockery of the day-to-day Caitlin Clark injury fiasco from last year. That was the start of all this. Well, that and the Indiana Fever fans are racist, according to Angel Reese. That was the start of the downward trend in the Caitlin Clark fandom.
That situation, combined with separate comments suggesting fan base racism made by a rival player, marked the beginning of a steady decline in enthusiasm surrounding both Clark's fan base and the franchise overall. Numerous fans have described a cycle: booking trips, canceling them, rebooking, then canceling again, eventually giving up on attending altogether. Many have stated they will not be attempting to attend games this year. A more recent ambiguous injury report has reportedly pushed people past their breaking point.
Downward trend in the Caitlin Clark fandom, and the Fever losing favor in the eyes of the fans. And I said, people reached out to me. They planned trips. They canceled trips. They bought tickets. They sold their tickets. They rebought tickets. They sold their tickets again. They finally gave up. People have told me, we decided to not try it again this year. All right. Then there was is there a back injury? Not a back injury.
A specific account is highlighted. A longtime follower of the channel, a military veteran, has stated plainly that he and his family will not be attending games this season. He addressed a message directly to team president Amber Cox, stating he had purchased tickets and travel arrangements for a pair of home games in mid-July, only to cancel both flights and hotel bookings. He and his daughter had traveled to attend games for 2 consecutive years previously, but say they're worn out from watching subpar basketball. This account is treated as concrete evidence. 4 total tickets given up, demonstrating genuine financial commitment rather than casual fandom.
Back injury situation. People have had enough, folks. People have had enough. Now, this is one of my longtime followers right here, John Michaels. He is a Air Force veteran. And he has officially said, nah, I'm good. I'm good. The family's good. We're not going. Message for Amber Cox.
Someone reportedly accused him online of being a fair-weather supporter, but the counter-argument is that nobody plans entire family trips around games unless they are a committed fan. Genuine supporters of Clark, frustrated with how she's being utilized and how the roster has been constructed and coached, are the ones walking away. Another fan comment calls for more posts like this one, though skepticism remains about whether leadership will actually respond. A separate exchange reveals that even though this particular fan managed to resell his tickets, the team president's likely response would be indifference, simply noting the seats were resold to someone else, rather than addressing the underlying problem driving fans away.
Cox. The Pacers ownership better be paying attention. Just sold tickets and canceled our hotel/flight reservations for the back-to-back home games on July 17th and 18th. They had tickets to 2 games. My daughter and I have flown in 2 years in a row. We're both so tired of
To illustrate the point further, attention shifts to ticket availability for an upcoming Monday game. Thousands of seats remain unsold for a game featuring Clark, with prices dropping as low as roughly $10 to $12. This is presented as proof the issue extends beyond whether Clark herself is performing well, and recent individual performances have actually been strong, with back-to-back games in the mid-20s in scoring. The deeper issue lies in overall team direction, coaching decisions, and how she's being deployed within the offense.
We're both so tired of watching terrible basketball. Right there. There's proof. There's proof. I mean, that's 4 tickets right there. But there's proof this man puts his money where his mouth is. And I saw somebody on this post call him a fair weather fan or a bandwagon fan. You don't you don't plan entire family vacations around games if you're quote unquote a fair weather fan. You don't do that.
A lengthy fan message is shared from someone in Washington state, describing previously purchased tickets for an August matchup against the Liberty that falls on the writer's birthday. Despite a long history of traveling to attend games, this person now regrets the purchase and is considering canceling flights, hotel reservations, and reselling tickets, expressing little confidence that the coaching staff can turn the season around. Another comment explicitly calls for a boycott of home games. Additional comments echo similar sentiments. One fan abandoned travel plans entirely after witnessing roster construction and offensive struggles under the current coaching staff.
Games if you're quote unquote a fair weather fan. You don't do that. You don't do it. You're not going to do it. Real Caitlin Clark fans, and they are fed up with how she's being handled and the way this team has been built, the way it's coached, you name it. X Griffin, we need more of these type of posts, but then again, they still won't give a shit. Well, Coach Anderson said.
Another describes repeated trips from out of state over the past 2 seasons, but says there isn't enough compelling basketball this year to justify another long drive. One person admits choosing a trip to the park with their child over watching a game they would have otherwise never missed, citing emotional exhaustion rather than lack of interest. Viewership is reportedly declining even for high-profile matchups against rival stars, with comments labeling the franchise's decision-making as embarrassing and lacking basic basketball understanding. Further comments describe a family of 6 canceling a multi-day road trip and hotel reservations for back-to-back games, along with a pledge to stop purchasing team merchandise.
At me this, and I said, here's the problem. Unfortunately, and fortunately for John Michaels, he was able to offload the ticket. But Amber Cox will just be like, oh, well, somebody else got the seat, we're good. Instead of paying attention to the root cause of the issue. It's still an issue. And if you don't believe me, we'll get to.
Another fan recounts seriously considering a trip before ultimately deciding not to give the organization any further time or money. One supporter says they resold tickets at a financial loss, stating plainly they won't reconsider until the coaching staff is replaced entirely. Others express heartbreak over how let down they feel by the organization, with some now reconsidering travel plans for international trips as a result. Some fans say they'll avoid buying tickets in advance altogether going forward, only purchasing last minute if they decide to attend, a decision the hosts describe as a smart approach given the circumstances.